Hello and welcome to FretDojo.com. My name's Greg and this website's all about mastery of jazz guitar. It's great to have you here. In today's lesson, we're going to look at the bluesy standard Watermelon Man, which is a great one to learn if you don't know this one already. So we're going to look at learning the tune and also some soloing approaches that you can take with double stops and also arpeggios as well. So I hope you enjoy this one and we'll get right into it right after this. So if you're not already there, head on over to my website for the post for this lesson and you'll be able to download a nice printable version of everything I'm going through today, along with all the backing tracks and diagrams and everything for this. So I thought you might find that helpful. Alright, so the thing we're going to do first is learn the melody to this tune. So try to follow along with the video and there'll be a tab on the video so you can, figure it out if you're not sure how to read the music.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So now that you've got the melody under your fingers, let's have a go at doing some soloing. So this tune's in the key of F, and as you probably heard, it sounds like blues changes, but it's not a 12-bar blues, it's a 16-bar blues. There's a couple of extra chord changes where it moves between chord 4 and chord 5 back and forth a few times towards the end of the chart. So, but still, F pentatonic minor will still sound great, or the F blues scale, either one of those. So let's have a go at that now. I'll give you an example.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Groovy, so that's how to solo over the changes with pentatonic minor and blues scales. Now, some people that start out into jazz think that they're not allowed to play pentatonic minor anymore because it's like too easy or something and jazz needs to be hard. But, pentatonic minor and blues scales, they're very important scales for jazz, so don't overlook them. And, because jazz is just an extension of blues really, and it doesn't need to be hard to sound good, so just keep that in mind. Alright, so let's now learn the chord riff that the piano player is playing on that backing track, and it's also in the original recording as well. So I'll demonstrate it now over the track and then I'll break it down for you once we check that out.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Here's how to play this thing. Here we go. We've got the first finger on the 4th string on the 3rd fret, and that's a note that keeps coming up in this little riff. So the rest of the riff are these double stops on strings 2 and 3. We have this one with the 4th fret on string 2, 5th fret on string 3, and then you bar the strings on fret 3, the same strings, strings 2 and 3. And then the last one is a bar on fret 1, and then you hammer on. So you play that along, interspersing that note on the 4th string on the 3rd fret, like this. So you hit that 4th string note twice. So playing that over and over. Okay, so now moving up to the next chord change when you go to B flat, you just simply move that whole shape up as if you're moving a bar chord up. So this goes like this, starting on the 8th fret, 1st finger on fret 8. And then when you go back down to F7 again, you just play the riff in its original position. Okay, so when you get to the part in the changes where it goes from C7 to B flat 7 over and over, I wasn't doing anything specific. I wasn't trying to emulate the piano player exactly. I was just doing a drop 2 chord on the 8th fret, C7 shape, and then just going down 2 frets to the 6th fret with the same shape. So just moving between them. Putting a little chromatic approach in there. Like that sort of thing. So just moving up and down between those 2 fret positions. So that's how you play that riff. So you can use this riff to comp like what the piano player is doing, but you can actually extract ideas out of that little riff and use it for your soloing as well. So we're going to use those double stops that are on strings 2 and 3. Okay, and when you move up to the other chord change, we could use the double stops up here. And maybe those chords as well. So I'm going to demonstrate a bit of a solo now using that idea and just kind of moving through the double stops and focusing mainly on that. And I'll do a bit of the pentatonic blues stuff as well along with that. So let's see what that sounds like. So that's another tool in our soloing toolkit. It helps to break up the single line sound and gives a bit of variety. So we're going to look at one more idea in this lesson, which is using arpeggios. So the arpeggio that I'd like you to try for this part of the video is the F6 arpeggio we're going to start with. So this goes like this on the 3rd fret of the 4th string, 2nd fret of the 3rd string, 1st fret of the 2nd string, and then we're also going to play another note on the 2nd string, the D there, which is the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and then finishing with the F on top there on the 1st string. And going backwards. Okay, so using arpeggios gives a bit more variety than just playing pentatonic minor and blues and stuff like that the whole time, and it can help outline the changes a bit better. One of the issues is if you just stick to one pentatonic scale for a whole solo, it can start to sound a bit samey and kind of not moving along with the changes, which is kind of what you need for jazz. So I'll demonstrate now a solo using this arpeggio shape, and we're also going to move it, like we did with the double stops, we're going to move it up to the B flat position on fret. It'd start with the 3rd finger on fret 8 of the 4th string, so it's in fret position 6 for B flat, and for the C7 chord, we're going to move up to fret position 8. So on the F we'd play this. on frets on the B flat. And then for the C. So I'll just show you a simple solo using those arpeggio shapes now. Okay, so that sounded pretty plain, but what we're going to do now is add one more extra idea to this arpeggio. We're going to use something that I'm very fond of, the enclosure pattern. So let's take an example with the first note of the F6 arpeggio, which is the F on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. So to make an enclosure pattern, you simply go one above the note you're trying to enclose, one below, and then finish on the note that you're targeting. So it ends up on the note that you want to go for. Now you can do enclosures to any of the notes in the arpeggio, and it's especially on the 3rd sounds really cool. So here's the 3rd there. So we can go. So that should sound pretty cool, but you can do it on any of the notes. That was on the 6th. I had to do an open string there because I didn't have enough frets, but that was on the top note there, on the F. So let's see what that sounds like, and I'm also going to mix it up with all the other ideas that we've covered today. So I'm going to do enclosures on the arpeggios, I'm going to try to put a few double stops in, and also the old favorite blues scale as well. So let's see what that sounds like now, and yeah, let's give it a go.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cool, so that was the tune, the key riffs, and the soloing out of Watermelon Man. So I hope you have a lot of fun with this tune. It's a great one to learn, and it's a really popular tune, so I'm sure it'll get called at a jam session near you sometime. So in the meantime, to learn this one effectively, I've put together a PDF of the lesson that I've gone through today that you can find by clicking on the link below this video, and it also has, along with that, all the backing tracks that you can practice along with too. Alright, so I really hope you enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun putting it together, so yeah, leave a comment below and let me know what you think. And also, do you have some friends that might be interested in checking this one out? If you do, please send it to them. You know, share the love. That's what it's all about. This lesson's for everyone. So I hope you had a good time with this. And yeah, look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Fret Dojo. Bye for now. And for more jazz guitar lessons, tips, and free stuff, visit www.FretDojo.com.